Alright, so we are jumping back into part 2 of a 5-part series on writing orchestral music. In the last video, we got a piece started from scratch, and today I'm going to pick up where I left off by adding some automations to help things feel more realistic, as well as adding woodwind and percussion parts to help it move towards a big change and a big downbeat moment that's going to happen. There's a link below to watch the first part if you missed it, and if you want to be able to see the whole 5-part series right now without any interruptions at all, there's another link where it's available on my Patreon. You can get that immediately. So that being said, let's jump back in. Cool. And then for the next section, let me just see what happens if we actually just double this in the viola. Just to beef it up a little bit. So we're going to put it on the same articulation spiccato, and then we're going to bounce over here. Oh, too many notes out of range. We need to come up another octave. There we go. That's what I wanted. Let's see how this fits in with the cello. Cool, and let's hear this in the context of the whole thing. Cool. Alright, so now what I'm thinking is we're going to make measure 21 an arrival point. So sometimes I'll write like point or like change or something. So I know that this is going to be a phrase that leads us to this part. Actually, let me do this. Right? So I want to make sure that this whole thing is leading here. So as this is taking shape, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually go back in and modify some velocities here, or some expression controls. Let's take these. I'm going to just bring all these down. And our violin 2-part. Same thing here. Let's just pull these down. I'm just going to clean some stuff up. And then actually these points, like these, I can probably just zoom in a little bit, take these, and I'll, let's see here, this pen tool's the way to go sometimes. Yeah, cool, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just take this, actually, I don't want to lose the performance aspect of it, but I'm just going to take this. Come on. Just move these down a bit. Same thing here. Let's just pull these down a little bit. And then I'm going to fill in those spots with the pen tool, because I want this to start quieter. Much better. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing actually with this bass part. Yep, so let's take this, just highlight, and I'm going to just pull everything back. And then, as always, just take the pen tool, smooth things out a bit. This, just put a little bit of a curve on top of it. Cool. This is much nicer. this note, I'm hearing a change that can happen. On this long note, right here, this one. Often in a real orchestra, when you have a long sustained note that isn't just like a pedal, that's a pad for something, we're gonna just make a swell into it that goes away. So I'm just gonna do that like this. Just a nice gentle swell. See how this sounds. Yeah, something like this. I got a little bit louder than I wanted, so I'm just going to swoop that back. Same thing here. Same thing here. Okay, this is sounding better. Okay, so now that there's an idea happening, this could probably go on for quite some time. So what I'm going to do is use something in this region, these held notes. We're going to add some elements to interrupt this idea and then introduce something next. So what I'm going to do is open another instance of BBC. I'm going to rename this Timp, and this will become a timpani. If you're not familiar with the timpani, it's a very big, very low pitched drum. And the first thing I'm going to do right on this last, I guess whatever, last measure, I'm just going to put a big timpani hit. I'm not going to play it in, that's super important. MIDI clip, and then I think it's going to be in this range, like the, nope, C1. Is it not playing? Oh, there we go. Where's my timpani? There we go. Ah, okay. So, big timpani hit. Nice and loud. Yeah, loud timpani hit. Okay, cool. Now we duplicate this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this into a roll. How's my mouse like not behaving today? Fucking mouse. Jesus Christ. Let's go. All right. Let's drag this all the way out so it takes up the whole space. We're going to rename these. This will be Timp Hit, and then this will become Timp Roll. We're going to pop over here, rolls. So now we get this. Right? That needs some shape to it. So what we will do is go to MIDI control and then modulation wheel, and then we're gonna draw in something interesting. Let's go here and something like this, something like that, maybe not quite that low, and I want to make this bigger for longer. Bring it back up again. This sounds a little artificial. May see. That doesn't peak quite enough. Something like that. I'm trying to get a nice like boom, right? Cool. So that's that. Let's keep adding elements. We are going to add some woodwind parts now. I want to add some things just to make this transition a little bit more interesting. So what can we make this? So usually flute, another not ostinato kind of thing maybe. Yeah, something like that. Okay. This is coming along. That flute part sounds good. I'm just going to go ahead right away and double that into clarinets. Just see how this sounds. All right, let's see how this sounds together. All right, and now I'm going to embellish a little bit. So how do we do this? I want to have these chords do a little bit more. So I think maybe I'm gonna take these chords that I played in, and let's move those closer to on the beat. Let's see if I can make this more of a line. Then this is gonna have to come over. Yeah, okay, this is going somewhere. So let me just see if I can keep adding based on what I played. And these have to be shorter. So rather than do that every time, I'm just gonna change the grid size. And actually, let's move this up and over. And then move this here. Just gonna change some notes around. Let's move this around too. And then this, I'm getting way ahead today for some reason. Let's take this, put this here, and then maybe, what else can we do? Oh, nope, maybe put this right in the middle, actually. And I'll make some things to connect this. What note is that? F sharp, not in the key, haha. Is that in the key? Yes. Cool. Let's keep going. So again, I'm just taking this flute part, these chords I played in, and embellishing them. Cool. This is nice. I mean, you could maybe fudge something like this with an arpeggiator, but it really does sound better if you do it by hand most of the time, if I'm being honest. That doesn't sound great. Maybe try this. Oh, that's why this sounds confused. Okay. It can't go between the notes quick enough. Happy accident. I'll take it. It sounds good. Wasn't exactly what I intended to do. Maybe I have them get longer on purpose. Kind of the fun of this is you don't really know what you're making as you do it. Maybe that'll smear it. Ah. Again, mouse, not a good mouse day, people. No, I like keeping it short. Actually, I take that back. Let's shorten these guys. A long note. And then maybe here, where are we at? So this is the last two beats of this. Maybe I just make these like 16ths all the way through. Maybe make this. And if I take these, too robotic. Let's see if we can make it not so robotic. So these should get shorter, maybe more on the beat. Oop. Still too robotic, so what I'm going to do is set a velocity range so they're not all the same velocity every time. Don't like it. Don't like it. So in this case, I'm just gonna make a line that goes straight on up. Much better. Oh, that'll work. Okay. So what if I take this? I see a little pattern emerging. We'll take this, right? And then I'm just make sure it's in key D. This needs to be E flat, not E. E is not in the key of C minor. Then maybe make this A flat, keep it in natural minor. It does help to be quick with your scales. So this pattern starts on G, right? And then this one starts on C, then D, then this starts on E flat, D sharp. I'm just gotta adjust for key. Nope, let's make this A flat and B flat. This needs to go higher. So F, G, B flat, C, all in key. Great. Let's hear this in context. Oh, did that go too far? Oh, I did. Shit. Okay, what if I just do this? Is this gonna be blasphemy? Cool. That actually kind of works. Let me hear it. The core of it is good. I just got to take some notes out. It's getting a little confused. So let's just keep these ascending lines. These are nice. Oh, this note needs to go. It doesn't like stack notes. Cool. All right. So that wraps up part 3 of my 5-part series on writing orchestral music. In the next video, I want to show you how to use reverb automation to add depth, space, and a general sense of motion to the string parts that are already here. And then we're also going to be expanding the string parts with some different articulations and doing it all pretty much with MIDI editing tricks. I won't be playing that much in, so all that can be done with the mouse. It's very important to know. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. There's links to the previous videos if you want to go back and see those. And let me know how I did. Leave me a comment. That's always helpful. If you want to see the whole thing right now, totally uninterrupted, just hit the link below. There's going to be a link to my Patreon where you can get all of it at a moment's notice. So until next time, I will see you next week.